Now, in the wake of Australia's deadliest terrorist attack, the country's spy chief has warned the current system for describing the threat situation is no longer good enough. Mike Burgess has defended his agency, saying it is grappling with an unprecedented number of threats. It's been in the spotlight since the Bondi Beach attack in December, where 15 people were killed at a Hanukkah by the Sea celebration.
The ASIO boss pointed to recent anti-Semitic attacks linked to Iran as underlining how complex things have become for the spy agency. Political reporter Sarah Tomevska is at Parliament House. Sarah, good morning. There was a lot in this speech. What stood out to you?
Emma, it was really how much Mike Burgess underscored the complexity of the current risk environment. He spoke about cascading and compounding risks and the convergence of organised crime elements with state-sponsored actors, adding he worries that one day an Australian will be killed by a foreign government here in Australia. Mike Burgess did defend ASIO's resourcing and response ahead of the Bondi terrorist attack in December, but also pointed to the existing threat level of probable. He said that doesn't capture the complexity of threats and also the scope of threats, the several directions from which these threats are coming, and revealed that that mechanism or the framework for assessing risk is currently under review.
With the temperature turned up, it's more likely than probable would suggest, and that should be subject to review. ASIO doesn't determine by itself what that should be, and that's why our colleagues in Home Affairs are actively engaged in what that should be, and we'll be talking more broadly with our colleagues across the state and territory governments about this specific matter.
And Sarah, the spy chief has issued a fresh warning about foreign orchestrated attacks in Australia. What did he say?
Yeah, Emma, well, he just really underscored the prevalence of that. He also revealed that the attack on the Lewis Continental Kitchen in Sydney was orchestrated by an Australian living in Iran who was a senior member with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, and also that the Adass Israel Synagogue firebombing in Melbourne was directed by a former Australian resident who was living in Iraq, also recruited by the IRGC. Now, there was also an interesting nugget of information about AUKUS revealing that a foreign spy had contacted an Australian official with a security clearance, pretending to be from a consulting company offering paid work. The Australian official eventually got suspicious and reported that person, who was confronted directly by ASIO. But Mike Burgess said that AUKUS will be an increasing target of espionage and attempted foreign interference, saying that this is something that will only add to the risk level, Emma, going forward.